Our
Yeah,
top story this morning, okay, just making sure, is something that's not getting a lot of coverage. A Reuters exclusive. Here it is. Um, I think this is the biggest story in the world because everybody says now that drones are everything. Zelensky says drones are the whole thing in his war. The Pentagon says the future of military forget space or sea or ground or air. It's drones or human air. Here's the Reuters exclusive. Chinese drone experts worked with sanctioned Russian arms makers, sources say. And do we have a paragraph from this story? I don't think we do. Anyway, it says that some Chinese drone experts went to Russia and they're collaborating on drones. Sean, how right am I that this is like a massive thing if the Chinese and the Russians are collaborating on drone technology?
It's huge. I mean, look, this is the new threat. So yeah, I mean, and it just the coordination thereof is a big deal on both ends. It's
Yeah.
going to be a big problem in the Seventh Fleet. So I mean, I think this is one of those problems that I know that they are on in the Pentagon, but I think that most Americans probably don't realize the full threat that's existing right now in the world when it comes to drone technology.
Dan, I'm no Michael Beschloss, but my historical analogy would be the space wars of the 60s when the Russians seemed to get out in front and the U.S. Put a lot behind it. We are collaborating with the Ukrainians who've developed an incredible drone business. But do you share the concern of your co-host that this is existential?
absolutely. Because not only are they working with them to develop drones, I'm sure they're looking at Western technology to stop drones, to jam drones, everything else. And they're just, vacuuming up all the data for their own use. And if they were to try to take Taiwan, I have no doubt drones will be the tip of the spear.
We talk about threats. We didn't get to it because of all the news, but this Secret Service threat that was uncovered in New York, where you guys would have lost your cell service and
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to access TikTok for a couple
yeah.
hours.
Part,
Um,
go ahead. Yeah.
I think that like the threats that we're facing are so different and so prevalent, and it's not just state actors, it's non-state actors, but like this is the kind of stuff where like they could have turned that stuff off while the UN was here. A, highly embarrassing, but B, a massive, massive threat that would have come our way.
Um, so I brought this up and led with it in part because of the story, Sean, you referenced about the phone jamming in New York. Um, there's a lot going on in the world and a lot of stories, and certainly the fate of a late night comedian is extremely important. But we like to keep the main thing, and this is it's a massive story. All right, I'll be curious to see if people pick it up. Reuters is a weird beast in the media solar system, ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. Like if that were a front page New York Times story, people would be paying a lot more attention. My guess is most of you are hearing about that Reuters story here for the first time because Reuters is not necessarily part of your morning appetite. But I'll be curious to see where that goes. All right, I don't think this one
I'm,
will
I'm
take
on
us.
a low carb breakfast, so I don't do
Yeah,
as much
I
Reuters.
Oh, and
understand.
by the way, if the Trump people are trying to break Russia from China, they don't seem to be doing a very good job.
Well, exactly. They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.